Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the, this is your July bonus reading, and we are going to jump right in here. You have this card that says emotions are running high, and also this card that says be bold, make the first move. So it could be a good time for you to make the first move on anything that you are trying to do or anything that you are trying to take action on. Just in general, I would say that, we are in a time of initiation, as I've been saying. We have all this energy in Aries, and you start with the Emperor here. And you don't start with the Emperor, you actually start with the Temperance card, but you have the Emperor, I should say. And the Emperor is Aries, but he is your crossing energy in this reading. And the crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you. And he, kind of represents needing to get started or needing to initiate something. And so, clearly it would be a good time for that. I do feel that for some signs it could be an emotional time, and you have that card that says emotions are running high. And so I would keep an eye on your emotions. I would make sure that you're practicing healthy emotions and things like that. But really what I feel for you, and sorry, this is a new deck, so I got all new decks. And they when they're new, they just stick to the table. But you have the Temperance card, and the Temperance card is a card of patience, but he has 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. So he has 1 foot in the emotional world and 1 foot in the real world. And so there's clearly something that you're feeling that you need to bring into the real world. That's not really what this means, but that's what I'm getting intuitively off of the Temperance card, is there's something that you're feeling that could be real. But maybe that's what you need to realize. You end with the Magician, and the Magician is pointing to the ground. He's saying this could be real. That's kind of what I feel like saying to you as well, Libra, is something, could be real. I know that's not much of a message or anything, but it's, it's clear to me just in general that you're dreaming of something that actually could be something that is very real for you as well. This is a card of alchemy, and, alchemy in even secret societies and things like that, right? It's a lot of people think of alchemy as, kind of turning something into gold, right? That is the traditional alchemist, right? But in secret societies, the alchemy is the transformation that you go through when you, kind of ascend or learn something. What's very interesting, I'm not trying to get all secret society on you here, but you have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords, she is an initiate. She is being initiated into something. And so what you're seeing there is an initiation on the card, right? It's almost like you are being initiated into a transformation, or, it's the transformation is what creates the gold, but it's the transformation is the journey that we have to go on. And so again, it's there's something that you're doing. It could be a little bit of a process here, and I feel like that is where you're going to get your gold, right? Your crossing energy, again, is the Emperor, so getting started could be a little bit of a problem. I also feel like doing something again is what's popping into my head, could be a little bit of a problem for you here, Libra. Sometimes I feel he has this Ankh here, and the Ankh is a symbol of rebirth, and sometimes I do feel that he doesn't really represent a second chance, but he can just represent trying something again, and it doesn't necessarily represent the past coming back. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about trying to do a business that you tried in the past. If it's love, you do have good love cards here, and if it's love, it's you're not going back to a person, you're just trying love again, And so I kind of get that feeling here where it's maybe some of you are hesitant to get started, because that's really the intuitive feeling I get off of him in your reading, is that he's hesitant to get started on something. And I feel like it could be because it is similar to something you've done in the past. But I would do it. We have Mercury retrograde. I think people forget that Mercury retrograde is a good time to prove that to the universe that you learned a lesson. So, and it's perfectly fine to revisit something during Mercury retrograde, or redo something, right? Or do over. And it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but it could be similar. It's maybe you had a business in the past that failed, and you could be redoing it differently. It's not going to be exactly the same, like I said, but, you could be redoing it in some way. Same thing in love. It's maybe you've been dating a person. It's you're going to redo love. And I feel that could be very good for you at this time, Libra. Next, in the area of what's on your mind, you have the Two of Swords. It literally is popping into my head as the initiation. It's like you are thinking about all the things that you're going to have to go through. She has to go from here to this new island behind her. She's thinking this or that. The Two of Swords is kind of like a card of this or that thinking or fixed thinking, not realizing how many options or how many opportunities there are to do things differently. And, she needs to stay open to all the options, which I feel you need to do here, Libra. Is like you need to realize that, you don't have to negotiate your position in life. There are other ways that you can live your life on this island over here. But she's like stuck in a stalemate, or she thinks she's stuck because she's only, she's not trusting her intuition. She has this blindfold on, and the blindfold in the tarot says that we have to trust our intuition or listen to our intuition. And, basically that's what I would be doing with the Two of Swords, is I would listen to your intuition with that card. Next, in your foundation, you have Lovers. Yes, definitely could be love. You have the Lovers, you have the Two of Cups. I mean, you have the Emperor crossing. Even it doesn't matter that the Emperor is crossing. This still could be a good thing. Again, the crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you. So you absolutely could be attracting an Emperor or an Empress. Take it how it resonates into your life. The Lover is like a perfect match. So there definitely could be some sort of, and so is the Two. With the Two of Cups, it's even better. So there could be like a perfect match that's like divinely guided coming in for you as well. I feel like some of you are burnt out on love. Like that's the intuitive message I'm getting here on the Lovers, is that some of you are a little bit burnt out. And, again, I think you're looking for something that's not going to burn you out if you are looking for love. I feel like it's not like you're looking for something that's low effort. Like I don't mean that in a bad way. I just feel that some of you are looking for something that is maybe where you don't have to make this like huge investment up front, where it's just kind of like you see how it goes and, that's it, right? I also feel that some of you are clearly making a choice. This whole entire reading is clearly saying pick the new path. If you are being presented with two options in any area of your life, I would definitely, not telling you what to do. I would obviously also look at the evidence, but, I would pick the new path here. Next, in the area of your past, this is the energy you're moving past. You have this Rabbit Spirit, says now is a lucky time. You have this Otter Spirit, says you are never alone. Yeah, it could still be a very lucky time for you. We are kind of like in a lucky time. We had Jupiter and Gemini. Now, Jupiter's moved into Cancer, but it doesn't really matter. I still think that there is a lot of luck. The other thing is that, I've said it to others. We have this magic triangle from like June 25th until I should say July 25th is what I meant to say. So from like July 25th until June 2028, we are going to be having this magic triangle. I mean, right now, I don't know why I said that. There could be something coming in for you on July 25th. I meant to say July 2025 till June 2028. We have this magic triangle, and it's between Pluto and Aquarius. It's between Neptune in Aries, and also where am I going? Uranus and Gemini, right? And so all this triangle is kind of like lucky in some ways. And it's going to last for like 3 years, which is pretty interesting with those planets. It's a very, like the magic triangle is very harmonious. It's a trine and two sextiles. So, it's like a harmonious aspect. And because it's between these major planets, that's why it lasts for such a long period of time. And so, like, anything that you're thinking about getting started on, there could be a lot of luck, is what I'm trying to get at here. You have the Three of Swords. I definitely feel you have to let go of past heartbreaks. We have to realize we've entered into a new world. We have to stop telling the old story of the old world. Really, there's not much to say about it because I say it all the time. That we have to stop telling that story about the old world, and we have to step into the new world. And if we do that, we will be successful. Next, in the area of the very near future, we got to do the Oracle cards first. You have this card. It says, let it come forth. It says, give your permission to feel it. You have this, speak to yourself with kindness. It says, become aware of how you speak to yourself. Yeah, and so this card says, give yourself permission to feel it. And we were talking about your emotions at the beginning of the reading. And again, I think you need to mix your emotions with reality. It's like you need to move towards what you feel. Also, a lot of people have been getting these cards of like being very careful with their words and making sure that they're using good words about the things that they talk about, Libra. So anything that you want in your life, make sure you speak about it in the affirmative and things will go well. Next, in the area of your very near future, you have the Two of Cups. It's an amazing time for love. I think this year is very good for love in general. It will definitely be transformative love. It's the year of the snake in the Chinese astrology, right? So I think a lot of us could be attracting kind of connections that lead to some sort of deep transformation. Could be very good for sure and very positive. So that's what I would say there. Like I said, I think that also the Two of Cups can be you and your higher self. And we can get a lot of transformative messages through our higher self. Now, this reading is saying that there is gold in a transformation for you. So if I were a Libra, I would be looking to make some sort of transformation, right? I would be looking to shed my skin in some way. You would literally end with the Magician. The Magician, when we get there, we'll talk about it, but he has a snake wrapped around his waist. He is the card of, reinvention. It's really funny because this year I've been trying to manifest a freaking snake, not like as in a pet, but like I've been wanting to see one because like I for some weird reason I haven't seen a snake in a really long time. And what's really weird is people keep sending me pictures of snakes, like the lovely Devin Dewar, right? She had a snake in her backyard. She sent me a picture of it, and but it's just like funny that like I've been trying to see one, and I live in a very snaky area. I live on a top secret mountain bunker, right, where no one will ever find me, and it's a very snaky place. But I haven't seen any, and I go for a walk every single day, so it's kind of weird. But what I would say, rant over, we have two snakes right here, and that is the caduceus on the Two of Cups. And between them is the staff of Hermes. Hermes is Mercury, so you could be attracting a person. It's like two people who are going through a transformation is what I'm feeling here, or deep transformation. So you could be going, you could be going through a deep transformation. And if you're attracting love, it's like you're attracting a person who is also going through a deep transformation. That could be good and it could be bad. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That can go both ways, right? That can end very badly. So I would keep your head on straight and pay attention. I also wouldn't rush into anything, but definitely could be a perfect match. Next, in the area of your outcome, you have the spirit world. It says your spirit guides are sending you helpful people and opportunities your way. Yeah, Two of Cups doesn't have to just be a love person. It could be a person you will love, like a mentor or a guide, someone who helps you. So I would stay open to all of that. You have this tricky situation. It says, sly, subtle approach is necessary in order to safely navigate tricky situations. I would keep things to yourself. I am almost 1,000,000% sure I've said this to you before, Libra. And you're the only person, except for maybe Scorpio, which, Scorpio is born right next to you, so it makes kind of sense, that I think the two of you always get this message of, like, if you're doing something, don't tell people about it. Keep it to yourself for right now. Obviously, eventually, people will see what you're doing, which is fine. But until, like, if you're building a business, keep it to yourself right now. If you're getting into a relationship, I would keep it to yourself, right? I wouldn't be blasting that all over the place because, it's like sometimes I think people get jealous. We get into a relationship, we tell people, they ruin it, right? And so I kind of feel this is saying something needs to be protected, especially if you're starting something new. Next, over the next few months, you have the Queen of Wands. A lot of learning. Queen of Wands is the card of learning as you go. I'm pretty sure you get this card with me quite a bit. And, she has to go on this journey of learning as she goes. And that's pretty much all I feel is that maybe you don't know how to do certain things that you have to do or that you should know how to do in your life, but you're kind of like figuring it out. I feel like there's a lot of attention for you air signs. Again, this magic triangle is between two air signs, or did I say earth signs? I meant to say air signs, but it's between, Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus in Gemini, and also then Aries, which is obviously a fire sign. But, it is definitely benefiting the air signs for sure. Again, with that, Neptune is going to retrograde back into Pisces. And, so again, that Neptune and Pisces is a big impossible dream. If there's something that you want to manifest, like, you really have to go for it at this time. And that's what I would do with the Queen of Wands, for sure. Next, in your closest relationships, you have the Seven of Pentacles. It's like I see you being a king or a queen, whichever. Take it whichever you prefer. I don't care. Take it how it resonates, right? It's kind of interesting because I think in your closest relationships, you're saying, like, what does this person bring to the table? What does this person bring to my life? You always get the Seven of Pentacles. Is the juice worth the squeeze, Libra? I mean, you've had like one reading in the past 6 months that didn't have it, which is pretty crazy. But again, I think that the Seven of Pentacles is you kind of like looking at all relationships in your life and you're just saying, this person adds value, this person doesn't add value, that's it, right? Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the King of Swords. Feeling like a king, like I just said. I feel like some of you are feeling like a boss, feeling like a king, or like you've kind of like kinged up here in this reading. I kind of feel like this is you. I also feel like you're feeling very wise. It's kind of funny because I do see you being a little bit cocky in the future here, Libra, but in a good way. It's kind of like you're patting yourself on the back, but I also feel like you earned it. So it's like you earned something here is really what's popping into my head. That's not what the King of Swords means, but, I read intuitively and that's what I'm getting. So I feel like you've earned something, or it's like something has gone well. How funny is it that he has these butterflies behind him as well, Libra? We've been talking about these transformations. This is a very transformative reading. So you're clearly making some sort of change, or you're clearly going through some sort of transformation in your life. But it's like a journey. It's like the hero's journey is what you're going through. It's like maybe you've been going through the underworld. You're going to have to, follow the whole hero's journey to get out of this. But, that's where the gold comes from, right? And that's kind of like what I feel for you here as well. The other part of the hero's journey is that's popping into my head for you as I'm saying this, Libra, is that, the hero in every freaking story that exists, every movie that exists follows the hero's journey, right? The hero always finds some sort of magical weapon to defeat the final boss, right, of the story. And like Harry Potter is very, famous for this. Like, every single Harry Potter, there's some sort of magical weapon that he discovers. Like, in I can't remember which one it is, Chamber of Secrets or whatever, where he finds the fang of the basilisk, right, that he has to stab the book with. And sorry, spoiler alert if you've never watched it, but there you go, right? So that is part of the hero's journey, and that's kind of like what's popping into my head is like you're discovering the magical, item that kind of leads to your success. But I think it's knowledge. It's something that you're learning at this time. You have the Magician. The Magician is reinvention, and it's coming up as your outcome. Very positive, so you are clearly changing in some way. I think it is going to be a very positive change. I think it is going to lead to a lot of success for you, Libra. And I also feel this could be a new beginning as well. I always pull the card that he's pointing to, which we're going to say it's actually this one right here, and it says, "You are wanted." It says, "There is a home waiting within." I think a lot of people are discovering this, that they, that is part of the time that we're in. Neptune and Aries, very independent energy. And I think people are realizing that they can provide themselves with the things that they desire right now. The love, the attention, the affection, the energy, the abundance. It's like you can provide that to yourself right now without having it. The people that do that are going to become very successful. There you go. Let's see. We're going to clarify. With the Temperance card and the Emperor, you have the Page of Pentacles. Something new coming in for you for sure. Definitely could be new love, because Page of Pentacles can be like a new person that's coming in for you. It's funny that the Page of Pentacles always starts as communication, and we have the Two of Cups right here. Two of Cups always is communication. So you're probably going to start, communicating with a person if you want love. I also feel this could be very good for business. So for those of you in work or business or career, you could be also, doing this in career. With the Two of Swords, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is very good in the area of what's on your mind because she is the card of clarity. She only has clouds halfway up her body, and she's looking forward into the future, and she's seeing things clearly for the first time. So I think a lot of you could be getting a lot of clarity with that Queen of Swords, or you could be seeing things more clearly in the near future, which is great. I also feel like if you've been processing like information with the Seven of Pentacles here, or if you've been trying to find answers, that you could be finally getting the clarity that you need, which is great. With the Lovers, you have the Magician again. So the Magician says you have asked for this and attracted it. So if you want love, this is probably something you've been asking for with the Magician. The Magician also says that you're probably using the right tools. I also just kind of intuitively feel that you're attracting a better match for those of you that are attracting love. The Magician, he has all the mastery over all these suits in front of him. But obviously some tools with some people work better than with others, right? Like some people need communication. Some people just need love. Some people need more structure with the Pentacles, right? It's almost like you're attracting someone with the same love language, or, it's like you're attracting someone who kind of speaks the same love language as you, which is good, obviously. Yes, with the Three of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords. Part of me just feels that you're finally getting over something here, Libra. I know that sounds mean, but I like, the Ten of Swords, Three of Swords, they're both kind of like heartbreaking, feeling stabbed in the back, but they're both showing up in the area of what you are moving past, the past position. So in a lot of ways, I feel like you're kind of like finally getting over, past hurts or past issues. The other part of this reading is like there's really some gold through a transformation, and, the Ten of Swords can represent a blessing in disguise. He's making the symbol right here with his hand that represents a blessing in disguise. But to get that blessing, he has to go through the transformation. So, again, a lot of you could be getting a blessing for a transformation that you are going through. With the Two of Cups, you have the Two of Swords. Really, this would say you need to believe that things can be different, with your story. And this does not just have to be love. This could be something that you're trying again, is what I'm getting with this Emperor energy. And I feel like you need to believe, or you need to know that things can be different, or things can go a different direction or a different way, instead of always the same, right? And so I feel like you need to believe that. I also feel like you need to believe that you are the one that can transform the situation. Magician twice. The Temperance card with the whole alchemy thing. If you're noticing that you keep repeating the same relationship, it's maybe you need to change, right? Maybe you need to change your approach or change the type of person that you're going for. Same thing in business as well. It's maybe there's a money block or some other financial issue that you keep encountering, and it's how can you change that? How can you alchemize that, right? With the Queen of Wands, you have the Lovers again. So whenever we have these repeating cards, it basically is the universe saying I meant what I said. And, that could be a very good thing for you, Libra. The Lovers can be a perfect match. So I do feel that there could be some sort of perfect match coming in for you with the Lovers. And yeah, it looks very good. But this is someone that you've attracted. Queen of Wands is the card of seduction, right? And so the Queen of Wands says that you have attracted a new connection here into your life. I do feel for some of you, it's clearly fire. You always get fire with me, Libra. And if it's not fire, I would say that it's a very fiery person just in general. It's kind of funny because, in a lot of ways, I think everybody could be attracting fiery people right now. I just believe that, the time that we're in, we're probably just more attracted to fiery people. It's sometimes I think, certain archetypes are more attractive to the collective than other times, right? It just depends on, what's going on in the world and stuff. So I feel in a lot of ways, it's right now, very fiery, bold, assertive people, could be very attractive. The other thing is, it's the thing about the type of person I'm describing here is it's a person who knows where they're going. It's a person who knows what they're doing in life and what they need to do. And it's a very driven, goal-oriented person. So, there you go. With the Seven of Pentacles, here you go. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Now, you always get the Nine of Pentacles as well, and the Nine of Pentacles is heaven on earth. The Nine of Pentacles to you, is saying, you have the opportunity to create heaven on earth here, Libra, and I would be doing whatever you can to make that happen. She is also very careful of where she puts her energy. She has 3 pentacles here, 6 pentacles here. She only ever gives 3 pentacles worth of her energy or her time, effort, energy to anything that she's working on. She doesn't overgive. She only just gives enough, right? And I feel like that's what you need to do here. With the King of Swords, you have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups definitely could be a love offer coming in for you. It's almost like someone is seeing you here, Libra, is kind of what I feel. I feel like someone is noticing you, or someone has noticed you. I don't really like the King and Queen of Swords together, but, what I would say here is that it kind of depends on what shows up in the reading. And so the Queen of Swords could be, with the King of Swords could say that you're interested in a person, but you're not sure if they see you or you don't see them. And now it's there's attention. The Page of Cups is a mirror, and it is coming up in a future position. So obviously this might not happen overnight. This might happen, over this month, right? And maybe you don't even end up with this person until next month or something like that. But, it's I just get this noticing energy. The other thing I'm getting here, Libra, is that this doesn't even have to be love. He has that fish in that cup. And the fish could be part of his dream, but with all this alchemy stuff and everything going on here, it's you could, like I said the magic weapon. Didn't I say that on that King of Swords there? It's almost like you're discovering the magical item. It doesn't have to be a weapon. It could just be it's you're finding the magical key that opens the door here. So very interesting. With the Magician, you have the King of Swords. Yes, whenever I have a bunch of repeating cards in a reading, it's basically the universe saying I meant what I said. So, clearly you are being guided at this time, Libra. And I would trust that guidance. But also, these readings with repeating cards like this are basically saying you're kind of it's confirmation for your path. It says you're going in the right direction. You have this Bird Perch card. It says waiting for news, package, or letter. I do feel like there could be good news coming in for those of you that want it. So if you're hoping for news, then there could be good news coming in with this card, which is great. You have this flute card. It says disappointment in a friend or a lover. 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords. I really feel that needs to be cleared out. I feel you're all different. Some of you clearly have cleared it out. And again, not calling anyone out here. Sometimes it takes a long time, especially I think if someone does you dirty, right? It's really hard to, kind of like heal from that and let it go and all that other good stuff. So, take your time. But I also feel that, some of you this could be something that happened years ago. I'm getting like 3 years ago, up to 3 years ago is what's popping into my head. So some of you really could have had a major disappointment. And it's like, I don't think you're hanging on to the relationship. I think that it's the hurt that, is causing a problem here. And I feel like this is saying the quicker you let that go, the sooner a new person can come in, right? You have this egg card. It says success assured with good plans and hard work. Yes, it's like, I think you're attracting like a golden fleece here, Libra, is what I feel. Again, it's like a very mythological reading is what I want to say here. So it's, there's like, you could be really attracting something that like brings gold into your life. You have this golden egg right here. And, I think that's what you need to realize. And it's going to come through a transformation. It's going to come through, going through something. And it doesn't even have to be that big of a journey. It could be, like for most of you, I feel like you're already going through this journey. It's like, maybe you went back to school and you're getting some sort of degree. It's like that could be a hero's journey where you get something that is magical in your life. And I don't know, that's the best way I can describe it. You have a scales card. It says, you're a freaking Libra, so it says keep your life in balance. Sure, I think you are probably keeping your life in balance here. You have this eagle. It says triumph over obstacles. Yeah, a lot of people have been getting these cards saying that they could be overcoming obstacles at this time. So that is very interesting and very good. And I think it could be leading to a lot of success for you, Libra, so love it. That looks amazing. The whole reading looks amazing. I love this reading for you, so thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your July.